Alright guys, what I want to do now is a quick summary, so in case you don't have a whole lot of time and want to see the whole thing, we're gonna go kind of what we tested through today. First of all, you got your Dethcube Prime. Dethcube Prime is to be used for energy regeneration because of energy generator. This one doesn't have any cooldown, so as long as you're getting dead kills, it's absolutely freaking fantastic. Momentous Bond is definitely something you want to have if you can fit it on essentially any companion. It's absolutely phenomenal. Synth Construct here is for the extra globes. You don't need it per se, and you don't need Synth Fiber as you did before to trigger Equilibrium on your Warframes, because Equilibrium nowadays works by itself, so bear that one in mind. He stays alive, well, kinda just fine through the use of shield capacity and accelerated deflection as well. Prime Regen is mandatory as per usual. So again, when it comes to energy, go for the Dethcube. Next up on the list, we got the Helios, and you should know this by now. This one currently is being used to armor strip your enemies, and if you're going to be using something like this, you will have no problem in basically stripping the armor of everything around you. It could be a tiny bit faster, but it's not something that should bother you in the long run or in the high levels. Again, if you can fit Prime Regen, definitely do so. Assault mode for the 30-meter range. Vacuum is a must as per the usual. Seismic Bond and Vicious Bond on this one. Now, of course, when it comes to the Helios Prime, you gotta use yourself Deconstructor or Deconstructor Prime. This will come down to your personal preference. I would suggest you use something like this. Make sure you max out Whirlwind, Power Throw, Prime Fury, Vicious Frost, Virulent Skirt, Volcanic Edge. Obviously, what we have on this one is gonna be Vital and Hit. Quick Return, much to my surprise, is mandatory if you're gonna be going for armor stripping. So that is Helios. Next up, Diriga. What are we gonna be using this ugly thing for? Essentially, you can use this one as a primer. It works wonders because of this ability right here. It's called Arc Oil. Sentinel will zap up to 7 enemies within 10 meters, dealing 100 electricity damage with a 10% status chance. Keep that one in mind. You got to pair it with Manifold Bond. Companion Precept mods apply status effect from companion weapons. Read that one more time. Companion Precept mods apply status effect from companion weapons. Essentially, it doesn't care about the status chance. It simply takes the elements that you put on your companion's weapon, and on that zap will be applying directly to the target. It's absolutely phenomenal. Assault mode again is a must. As for the actual weapon, I would recommend you use something like the Hellstrom. There are a couple of ways to build a Hellstrom. This would be something along the lines of priming your targets. You can use the Hellstrom by itself as a primer, or you can use it in combination with the Diriga. It is absolutely phenomenal. And you can also use Fired Up on the Diriga, though bear in mind that one will be simply acting as fire damage or heat damage on your Sentinel's weapon. So elemental combinations do become a thing. Watch the entire testing section so you understand a bit more. That's it. Diriga is a primer. Next up, we're going to be talking about the Nautilus. This was a big surprise to me. I didn't think this would ever be useful, but nowadays we can use the Nautilus for the Cordon Precept. Nautilus forces enemies within 30 meters of the target into clusters for easier targeting. Cooldown is 15 seconds. Now, essentially, you can use this one as a grouping ability, so you no longer need to rely on the helmet system or on your own Warframe's ability. Granted, it may not be as reliable as pressing a button and insta-clump up, but there you go. Again, Manifold Bond is instrumental to consistently casting Cordon for the already mentioned reasons. As for the weapon on this one, use whatever you want. Again, I go for the Hellstrom to prime my targets. That is the way I enjoy playing, and I find I get a lot of value out of playing with a companion like this. You can also go for the Vigilante mods if you so desire. You can also make gas on the weapon to spread that love. Especially if you're gonna be going for something like the Dethcube Prime, make sure you spread that love with gas damage because you want to get as many assists as possible, and it's gonna be easiest for you with the Hellstrom, that area of effect explosion and gas spreading to multiple targets. So bear that one in mind. As for the Wyrm, you can go for something like Reinforced Bond. The Wyrm has 600 base shield, so it's gonna be easy to use Reinforced Bond to get yourself that fantastic fire rate. Keep in mind that Reinforced Bond will only be active as long as your Sentinel is active. If it goes Incapacitashu, your buff disappears. It goes the same for the Critical Damage Bond, and I do believe that one is called Tenacious Bond. So you can go for this one, though keep in mind you will need that Companion Critical Chance over 50%. So you don't have a whole lot of options when it comes to the weapon except the Volclock, right? So you go with a Volclock. Volclock has a high base critical chance. On this one, with a single critical delay mod, you go to 105, the base is 35, and now you can get yourself some nice crit out of the Tenacious Bond mod. That 1.2 final critical damage multiplier, keep in mind that is a bonus additive after that simply stacks on top of what you already have. It works very similarly to how Arcane Avenger works, but that one works for critical chance, so bear that one in mind. We also played a bit with the dogs. Yes, you can get a dog pack, and the dog pack is a whole lot of fun because you get 6 little doggies and they can attack targets and eventually kill them. No, I'm serious. You can use the Akaten to remove Star armor. No, not the Akaten, was the other one. Was it the Akaten or the Batoten or the Lacerten? I don't know. Lacerten, this one. You can use the Lacerten to get yourself some armor strip through Shattering Impact, and you can also make something like Vital Heat to attack your enemies together with Condition Overload. Honestly, it's a whole lot of fun, but it's not exactly the most efficient thing out of this whole rework. However, we did enjoy testing this one. And I do believe, my friends, that is pretty much it. There are other synergies as well, but for today, that's gonna do it. As always, my name has been Leyzar, and I'll catch you guys next time. Bye. Aha. Minus 4 pounds. What else you said? Power throw? Power throw. Plus 2 punch throw. Oh! On consecutive throw, max free, 100% throw damage. So basically, you're just playing into punch through. I see. And the projectile flight speed. This needs to be maxed out. It's gonna move faster, so it's gonna work well with punch through. That's cool, man. Does reach actually help, though? Well, if reach is useless, we can get rid of this and go pet throw then with a punch through. Let's test it like this. All right, let's test. Oh yeah. Now if I could just get it to fire faster. Oh yeah, that works like a lot. Oh dude, they're already gone on armor. No fucking way. No way, dude. Wow, what? Prime Animal Instinct should be on here as well, but that means a fucking forma. I mean, it's kind of mandatory, right? To have Prime Animal Instinct on essentially everything. Or if not, at least the normal variant. Nautilus forces enemies within 30 meters of the target into clusters for easy... Are you... Wait, can he group enemies? Is that what you're saying? Companion preset mods apply status effects from companion weapons, killing enemies with 3 or more unique status effects. Reduces companion ability cooldowns by 3 seconds. So they need to have status effects and then they need to die. They need to prime them, right? Like this. You get yourself your prime firestorm, you get yourself the multi-shot. What would be ideal here is to go for some more fire rate as well. Or plus BFS. Hit him with the thing! There we go. Look at all those statuses. And then you need to kill them. And then it will get the cooldown. Oh, there it is, there it is. And then you just shoot them and they die and then you get cooldown. Oh no. Oh no, that's how it works? Dude, this is insanity. I love this. Yeah, man. That is so fucking cool. I'm gonna get demonetized. Alright, one more time. Let's do one more time, man. Alright, do the thing, dude. Come on, do your thing, because I'm not gonna fire till you do your thing. Come on, Nautilus. Do your thing that you do. There you go. Oh, yeah. And I'm gonna shoot them at the feet. They blow up. The kingdom come. Now you get cooldown. Now you get cooldown. And then you do it again. And we just keep rolling into this. Because you got your cooldown. What's the cooldown? What's the base cooldown on this? I need more enemies. Where's my density? There you go. Wait, there you go. And we kill these guys. And now he gets cooldown. And now you should bring them together. Like that. This is beautiful, dude. Attaboy DE. Hip hip hoo fucking right, man. I love this, man. This is like the best thing ever. Who needs a helmet grouping ability anymore? Remember when I said we were talking about the Companion Rework? My hope was that the Companion Rework will work into the gameplay of Warframe the same way the helmet essentially worked into, yeah? Relying on their abilities to actually make something work that before could not. This is exactly what I meant, man. I love this. Awesome. Awesome. Primer Diriga. This is the Diriga. Oh god, it's so fucking ugly. So maxed out Sentinel will zap up to 7 enemies. Whoa. Within 10 meters though, dude. Can I increase that to 30 if I use assault mode though? Dealing 100 electricity damage with a 10% status chance. That status chance is actually shite though. And this is super exciting for me because I feel like I'm discovering a side of Warframe that I never legitimately knew because there was no reason. If they didn't do anything to the AI of the companions, if memory serves correctly, the priority of the abilities that a companion will cast depends on the order that you arranged your mods. So essentially it goes from top left to bottom right. It's basically the same priority as you have for modding and elemental combinations, yes? So in my case, if I wanted to arc coil as often as possible, I don't want it to have the chance to cast Electro Pulse by mistake, because let's be honest, the AI in Warframe is garbo. So let's just put it like that. We'll just use arc coil and that's it. Essentially, the passive effect of Mainfold Bond coupled together with arc coil, and then you're essentially priming everything. By that logic, the weapon you're using should have as many statuses as possible. Killing XMS enemies grants 120% bonus of a random element damage to your companion for 30 seconds and reduces the companion recovery. I mean, this should be good anyway, right? Like, regardless. Let's see. Oh, look at all the stat. Oh, look at it. Zappy way. Look at all that zappiness already. What is that? 1, 2, 3, 4. Oh, wow. This works, dude. Look at this. She zaps so often, and there are plenty of statuses. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Look at all that. Look at all that. Awesome, man. Now, of course, keep in mind that my weapon right now isn't really benefiting from all those statuses because this being the Tsar, we are not using Galvanized Aptitude on it because it will not apply its damage bonus to the explosion, just to the contact damage. In our case, what we're doing right now is essentially making the Diriga a primer, and we're trying to explore what would be the best way to go about it. That's currently testing Fired Up. The weird part is that I didn't think I would get heat procs from Fired Up, but you get them, and you get them consistently. Essentially, you get them through Mainfold Bond, because the heat damage from Fire Up applies to your weapon. Yeah, because it says 5% heat damage on weapon per hit. Right, so the heat damage applies to your weapon, then Mainfold Bond takes that heat damage from your weapon and says boom, directly on your target through arc coil. That's how the whole thing works. My only issue is that electricity is not being picked up by Mainfold Bond. The electricity is going straight through arc coil, so essentially it short circuits the freaking circuit, which means it only relies on its 10% status chance. That's why you're not seeing consistent electricity procs on your targets, which means if I go like so, and electricity, high voltage, what was it, fire rate, projectile flight speed, PFS. I hated that if I look for PFS, I don't get thing, I just gotta go like this. Okay, so now the question would be, if this one, yeah, no, this is gonna get combined and make radiation now, because high voltage will be taken in combination with the heat that you get from Fired Up. You get heat on your weapons, gonna combine with high voltage because electricity is left hanging, and you're gonna get yourself radiation on the targets again. If the thing works like I think it does. And there it is, radiation procs. And not a single solo electricity proc. However, you can still get a solo electricity proc if it's gonna come directly from arc coil. That again, see it again, that's the electricity proc outside of the radiation combo, look at it. You need Mainfold Bond, you need arc coil, Fired Up is optional. You can use Fired Up on your sentinel or you can just build heat on your weapon, that's also fine. Regardless of whatever elemental combinations you make, you will get from time to time a little electricity proc from arc coil. I mean, Contagious Bond, if you're gonna be making a primer, Contagious Bond sounds like a no-brainer as well. I don't think you really need it considering at the rate at which the Diriga uses arc coil. Diriga, fantastic primer, yes sir. Yes sir, you get 4 to 5, even 6 elements on your targets consistently, easily, without breaking a sweat. You can use the Hellstorm if you want to, but it's not necessary, it's not 100% mandatory. All you want is a weapon with a whole bunch of elements on it, and it's gonna be picked up by Mainfold Bond and applied to the target through the arc coil, the Diriga's arc coil, and that's kind of it. Just use arc on stretch, arc coil, and you're done. That's awesome, man. So many synergies. Abilities that deal heat damage will be applied twice. There you go, Archon Vital. Restoring health with abilities. Now we can use... like the Sentinel does have one mod that heals you up. I forgot what it's called, or two mods. Archon Continuity, 50% ability duration. Abilities that inflict toxin status effect will also apply corrosive status effect. Make sure that on your Diriga weapon, whatever you choose it to be, you have toxin, right? You have toxin and then it's gonna do corrosive. Unfortunately, if you make toxin, you can has vital. And vital usually is at the top of the list for priming stuff. When you have a situation like this and you have a lot of targets, it would still be better to have an epitaph. In that big area of effect, boom, ton of status effects. This works, but an epitaph or a nucor or a cyclone will be faster and more reliable. Okay, as soon as I fire my gun, it automatically zaps afterwards. Boom zap, right? Because you're getting that cooldown. Again, I wouldn't put it on a Citrine in the sense that Citrine can proc her own targets, unless of course you took the decision to take off Citrines free with something else for a nasty synergy, and then you need another primer. But you don't want to use a secondary primer because you know you're fed up with it. You're fed up with it. You don't want it anymore. You're done. That's it. You want the new stuff. This is the new stuff. Hold on. I think it's too hard for you to have that many abilities. Your AI can't handle it. So that's it. Just diversify denial and duplex bond. All right. Let's see doggies. Spend energy. Go! Look at them go! Look at all the doggies! Oh, look at this. Small dogs and big dogs. There's dogs everywhere, dude. Clone yourself. Look, guys. Look, I got 6 doggies. Now I got the Dogg Pack. They killed him. They killed him. They got him, boys. Like, there's like so many status effects thanks to Citrine. Look at all the dogs go. Look at them go. I'm gonna get you. I'm gonna get you. Yeah. Oh, here we go. This is it. True end game content. And a kill. Oh, it's a mama and her pups. See that? Oh, they all. Oh, look at this. We can rap together. Yeah. Yeah. Dogg Pack, Wolf Pack, Pack.